Hey everybody, Icy Cat here. We're getting the first information for changes coming to existing operators in the next season. To see if one of your favorite operators might be one of the ones changing, stick around as I go over the information next. Here we have a new dev blog, and I'll put the link for that in the comments below the video player. They start out by saying they've got a few changes that are going to impact the gameplay, and this will not be a major balancing patch, but these changes will come with the Year 3 Season 3 patch and available on the test server preceding it. The first change comes to Thatcher, and this is pretty much a nerf to him. EMP grenades will now temporarily disable cameras instead of destroying them. They say that, as noted in the previous AMA, Thatcher's binary playstyle is somewhat limiting, and they've adjusted his gadget to allow for additional creativity and have a longer lasting impact on the meta. His EMP grenades will now temporarily disable cameras. This includes security cameras, bulletproof cameras, Maestro's turrets, and Valkyrie's cameras. This is a small part of a larger project that they're working on, but have too many dependencies on current systems to implement this at the same time as the rest of the changes. Future changes will include elements that will make Thatcher stronger, but we needed this interaction in place before we can begin working on those. So initially he is going to be getting a nerf until they are later able to do some things to balance it back out again. Don't really know what those will be. Maybe they'll be increasing the size of the radius that his EMP affects, or perhaps they'll be giving him more grenades, maybe 4 instead of 3, something like that, to help sort of balance that out. Now, it sounds like this is only affecting cameras and will leave other types of gadgets in that same binary destructive phase, like the batteries and the jammers. This is kind of a hard nerf to take on the surface because they're saying we're nerfing him now, and trust us, there will be better changes coming to make him stronger later, but we don't know what those will be yet. Next up is a slight nerf for Twitch. The shock drone will emit slightly more noise. They say that they're going to be increasing the amount of noise made by Twitch's shock drone, as players had too much trouble hearing the drone even in extremely quiet situations. It's still really discreet and quieter than other drones. What they wanted to do was help players that were paying attention be able to pick up on the audio cue from the drone when it's moving. So it'll still be quieter than other drones, but louder than it is now. This next update for the Season 3 patch is something we knew was coming because they've been talking about it for a while, but that's weapon sight misalignment. Weapons will no longer interact with your field of view. The recoil system has a flaw affecting automatic weapons that cause bullets to diverge from where the reticle is pointing. A fix will be implemented with the upcoming Year 3 Season 3 patch. This will be done by removing your weapon's interaction with your field of view and ensuring the reticle will always be in the center of your screen. Our goal is to offer a clean, tight shooting system that enables our players to showcase their skill without rewarding players with a headshot when aiming at the torso. They say that they've worked hard at trying to match the unique shooting feel of Siege by firing tens of thousands of bullets and switching back and forth between the two systems and iterating to bring the new recoils closer to their live counterpart. The implementation of this change will also be a starting point for a re-evaluation of all weapons. We will share more information about any future weapon changes prior to them being implemented in the live game. Then they offer some feedback on current things that are going on in the meta of the game, and one of those would be the change that had recently come to Finka, how they kind of adjusted the way her ability works, as well as swapping out for some frag grenades on her loadout. And they say that following those changes Finka experienced in patch 2.2, they've seen a positive result. As of right now, her win delta has dropped to 1.7%, bringing her more in line with other operators, and her pick rate has slightly increased. They're happy with that result of the changes that were made, but are going to continue to monitor her performance should anything change, as well as keep an eye on how she is performing in the Pro League. Then they address Frost and Kapkan as sort of outliers here, and they say that they've seen an interesting increase in the win delta for Kapkan and Frost in the last few weeks. They each shifted from a win delta of approximately negative 3% to nearly positive 1% each. They're not sure why that's happened, but they do say that they want to keep an eye on that and just see what that trend means overall. Now, more changes will be coming out during the Rainbow Six major event in Paris that is coming up this next weekend, the 17th through the 19th. At that same time, Ubisoft will also be hosting a free weekend event, so players that haven't gotten a chance to experience the game can get into it for free over that weekend. And to announce that, they've put out this great new cinematic trailer that sort of just showcases the action elements of how a round goes down and just looks really cool, has a great overall sort of Western vibe to it. And I'll put the link link to this in the video player down below so you can go check it out for yourself too. Now, I'm commonly asked when the new season will start. There is no official date for that yet. We do know that the reveal for all of the information will be this next coming weekend, and after that it will enter into the test server phase where they will try out that new content before launching it live to all platforms. The test server phase does have a variable amount of time to it. It generally lasts between 1 to 2 weeks depending on the amount of content they need to test. So we'd be looking at right around the last few days of the month to the first few days of the next month depending on how long that session goes on for. Typically they will reveal that release date during this major event for the finals, and so we'll all have a better picture at that time. Now I will be going over all of the information revealed during the finals this weekend, so be sure to look out for that. And if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe, and make sure you click that notification icon so you get alerted as soon as I make that information available. You can also follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.